Today we make potatoes au gratin.
I'm showing you here how to put together the Ninja IQ food processor. This is using the slicing attachment. There is an extender piece that goes in, and then there is a combination shredding slicing disc that goes on top. And then you click your lid in. There's a button to release it when you need to. And then I'm just going through my options, seeing which one I need. I have pre-washed and peeled potatoes. Here there is one, as you can see, it's a bit difficult. And I decide that I'm going to go for it, and you don't see it here, but I had to stop the video and really unclog it. I'll show you how I fixed the problem in just a few moments. But I'm just slicing a bunch of potatoes. Potatoes au gratin, you want to have uniform slices and save myself a little bit of a headache by getting it done all at once like this. I come across another one right here showing you how I get it to work. So I just peel off a few extra bits that need to come off, and it goes through. Finishing up the last few bits of potatoes, and here they are all sliced, nice and uniform. The recipe I use calls for 1 large onion. I'm using 3 small onions here to try to make up the difference. I peel the skins in the outer layer, and then I put them aside. I do this for all 3 onions. I cut off the stem and the root just to make it easier for me later. Now, you're welcome to throw away your onion peels or compost them into your compost heap. Most animals don't enjoy onions. It's actually toxic to a good few. So check all that depending on what you have for pets. So what I actually do is I store all of my good onion peels, so nothing that has any mold or is bad, but I store all my good onion peels in the freezer until I'm ready to make onion stock. I'm having a fight with the peels here because, well, that's life. Into the freezer that will go for another day. So you can slice your onions for this any which way you want. You can slice them stem to end, which will give you an onion that holds up a bit better in the pan. You can slice it round, which is a bit more difficult, but that's how my dad did it. And you can also slice it in half and then slice it in the round. It really doesn't matter. You just want it to be as uniform as possible. Put a tab of butter in there. I should have put more butter to start. I'll actually add a little bit more in a little while. I'd say about 2 tablespoons, and I added just under a tablespoon to start. You want to stir your onions often on a medium heat. That's 2 tablespoons of flour into the pan on a medium heat still. There I'm adding the extra tablespoon of butter, making a roux in the pan. Next is 2 cups of milk, slowly deglazing my pan. And then once I'm satisfied with that, I add the whole bit in. It's, useful to add it in slowly until you've really been able to clean your pan and get all those good bits. Now, unfortunately, I needed a bigger pan to start with, and I didn't realize until I was all the way almost done with my recipe. But good deglazing helps. So gently work your potatoes into this is a 12-inch stainless steel skillet. And as you can see, I'm really taking my time to work this around. I don't really want any big splashes, lose any of that goodness. And I just set it on medium and let it cook. I want it to come up to a boil and just let it go until it gets there. You don't want to crank your heat up. You'll burn everything and you'll lose all of that beautiful flavor that you've been building. This is not a slow task. It does take a while to get there, but it is amazing. Once you see it bubbling and you've cleaned your pan, it's ready. Turn your heat off. I'm going to transfer mine into a large bowl. Now, I'm a stickler for cleaning all the goodness out of the bottom of the pan. You built it up there, so I always spend too much time trying to get every last bit. You don't have to do that in your kitchen, but I can't get over the fact of not eating all those good little bits. They taste delicious. They're just delicious. You know that. I know that. That's why people lick the bowl. Now, you're going to add 2 cups of cheese. I'm adding sharp cheddar, a quarter to a third of a teaspoon of pepper. You can use black, white. It's your preference. And I use heaping tablespoon of salt. Here I'm using pink Himalayan. Now, you just want to stir all of this together, getting it well incorporated. I decided some salad action tossing was appropriate at one point, but it was more nuisance than anything else. Now, this is a 2-quart Pyrex dish. It is greased with a thin layer of butter. So add your potatoes in. Take your time with this. You want to get it into the dish, not onto the floor, because the dog can't eat this. There's onions in it. Although, I know mine would certainly try. So again, I'm a big stickler for getting it all into the dish. It doesn't make for good entertainment, but boy oh boy, does it make for a little less dishes. No, maybe not less dishes. I think I use more utensils. Scratch that. It just tastes good, and I feel good that I'm not wasting. So now I'm going to smooth everything out, make sure it's not bouncing over the sides any which way, that everything has decently good contact with itself. I don't want it to burn. I do want it to congeal, and I want everybody's piece to be able to be about even. As you see, I'm shaking and wiggling it just to kind of get it to settle. Perfection is not necessary, but do what you like. Now you have an option here. You can cover it in the beginning or in the end. I like to cover mine in the beginning so everything steams and gets cooked all the way through. So cover your tray either for the first half or the second half of cooking. Your preference, your home. Put it in, set it for an hour. The temperature is 375. So here I am halfway through, taking the foil off. It's bubbling. The foil was a bit tasty, had little tasty bits stuck to it. And here is our finished au gratin.